franchises here, bud.
All right, it's the Brotherhood of the Traveling Podcasters. Yeah, I'm back from New York. That's why it's been so long. This is Daniel checking in with you guys for the first time in a week and a half. I just frankly didn't feel like recording when I was on vacation. Didn't feel like it. It's not my job. All right, I don't get paid for this shit. I mean, I do a little bit from the Patreon listeners, patreon.com/the franchise, but I I just felt like taking a week. All right, gang. All right, but I watched both Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movies yesterday, and boy, oh boy, are my arms tired. All right, here's Logan Adair. Logan, what's going on?
I'm gonna forget you said that joke.
What, the arms tired?
Yeah.
I didn't even make sense. I don't know.
Well, I feel like it made sense.
Did it?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, I took it as a masturbation joke.
I didn't mean that at all. It was more like, I just flew in from New York. Boy, are my arms tired. That's all I was doing. I wasn't even thinking about I didn't masturbate once to this movie, to either one of them.
Okay, good.
Blake Lively looks so young in the first
She
one.
is. I did some research. She's 17 when the movie comes out.
No, yeah. I saw that. I did some research too. Lively is the youngest, which surprised me, because she's so tall. But
And Lively.
Yep. But Alexis Bledel, she was like 24 when this was made.
That's right.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You can't be short and old?
I
Or
don't
young
know.
and tall?
I always had Lively in my head clocked as older. Like, I remember when I started watching Gossip Girl, I was like, what is this girl, 30? But I think she's just always looked old.
Yeah, something about her.
It's like I feel like now she's the age I thought she was when I was watching Gossip Girl. So she hasn't aged at all for me.
Well, it's perfect for her. She's in her prime.
I guess so.
And she knows it. She's trying to run Hollywood.
She is, man. She took over that movie. It Ends with Us.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Nope. But she's been very, she's getting a lot of hate right now. She was tone deaf about domestic violence on the press tour. And frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Holy shit. We should mention that we just covered her husband last week. It's cool that now this is her franchise.
You know what's that's true. I didn't even think about that. But what's great about her is this is what she's best at, Logan. Staring forlornly out the window of a bus.
You think like this is her shining moment, these movies?
No, what I'm saying is her iconic moment in the pilot episode of Gossip Girl is her staring forlornly out the window of a bus. Okay? And that's what I think of when I think of Blake Lively. If someone brings up Blake Lively, first thing I picture, forlornly, bus. All right. But in these movies, both of them have a scene of her staring forlornly out of a bus window.
Yeah, they absolutely do. I think the first thing I think of her these days is probably The Shallows or The Town.
Oh, yeah. She's sexy in the Town. She's
Shallows.
Very good in The Shallows.
Hanging out on a rock.
No, I'm just saying she's great in The Shallows, like legit. But in
you
The
love
Town,
that movie.
She's sexy.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the Sisterhood. All right. There's 4 girls.
Not only is Blake, she's the youngest, she's the only actor in the Sisterhood whose name doesn't start with an A. But it starts with a B. All their names are very close to the top of the alphabet. I wonder what that's about.
I didn't think about
Alexis, Amber, America, Blake.
Yeah. Now, I read that America Ferrera, she was cast first. But, I don't think we really knew her at this time.
Yeah, we did. There's like a movie where it's called like Woman with Curves or whatever, where it's like
real women have curves. You're right. She was like in the indie world at this point.
Yeah, she's a big deal.
This was like her breakout success. You're right. I guess I'm just thinking the other 2 had TV shows already.
What's Tamblyn on?
Because Tamlin was Joan of Arcadia.
Oh, okay.
And
she was in Buffy, we have to mention.
Well, for one episode.
Right.
And Bledel was Rory Gilmore, of course. And I paid very close attention to the credits, Logan. What do you think the order of credits went?
It
Because
doesn't say appearance order or anything.
no, I believe Bladell and Tamblin's agents had a heated battle over first billing.
I would go Tamblin first.
That is exactly what happened. But then you know what they decided on for Bladell?
And
And that's right.
wow.
She gets the and credit.
I think that makes sense. Amber has, I think, the biggest role in the movie.
You
So I
think
think it would make
Tibby's
sense.
the biggest role in the
She
movie?
has the whole thing with Bailey.
Yeah, but Bladell's in Greece.
So that's the worst part of the movie.
Did they shoot it in Greece?
They had to have. It
It
looks
looked
real.
good, right?
Yeah, it looked real.
Yeah. I was impressed with the look of that part of it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the most boring part of the movie though.
What?
You don't think so?
No.
What's worse? Blake Lively?
No, that part's all right. The first one's pretty good. Like I was invested.
I
The
like
sec-
both movies, I gotta be honest.
I thought the second one, like, okay, I tune into the first one. I see it's 2 hours. I'm like, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel that they earned the runtime. All right.
Yeah.
Second movie, no such luck.
No,
I felt like they had about an hour and 15 minutes of story. They
like
stretched it.
that was kind of my thinking, honestly. In the first movie, I want to say it was too long, but I think what makes it so good is all the intricacies of the writing of the
Yeah,
characters and everything.
I
So I think
agree.
it's
And following
necessary.
the pants around. I think we have a better sense at all times in the first one of where the pants are.
Absolutely, that's true.
Yeah. The second one, I think the Tamblin storyline is a dud.
I don't think so.
Are you kidding me? When she's like has a pregnancy scare and she's like looking around at people with kids on the street, it was so boring. And then
That
she
was
turns
funny.
out she's not pregnant. So it was like just a waste of time.
Nope, not a waste of time.
All
That's
right.
what people say about Canto Bite in the Last Jedi. They're like they don't even accomplish their goal. It's a waste of time. They develop their characters. It's not a waste of time. Tibby learns a lot about life in that.
No, I kind of agree with that. I like Last Jedi. That part's a little bit of a waste of time.
Oh, come on. I like it.
What? They have the whole scene like, look at those alien horses.
Yeah,
Like,
we learn a lot about Rose and Finn.
Yeah, I guess we do. All right. Let's go back to the first one, though, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sister of the Traveling Pants. This is based on a series of books. There were 5 books. All right. We can make more of these movies.
We could, yeah.
And we should.
Have you read
All
the
right.
books?
I've never read the books.
Okay. Ask me.
All right.
Ask me.
Have you read the books?
No, of course not.
No, you don't have, you've never read a book.
I don't even know how to read.
Yeah, you barely. What was that thing that you misdid that was funny?
Willow, her healing power, or no, her growing power. I said her growing power,
instead
but it
of
was
her growing power. Yeah,
That was
great.
legendary.
That is legendary. All right. Here's a fun fact about the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants that I bet a lot of people don't know.
Okay.
The first book was published on 9/11.
Whoa.
Yeah,
You're right about that.
I looked up the books. The first one was published September 11th, 2001.
If you
And I
didn't
was
pick
like,
it up before the crash, you probably didn't get it that day. You probably had other things going on.
I bet sales were poor on that day, but they probably picked up. People needed a pick me up.
Right. Maybe pre-order sales through the roof.
Plus, it's a young adult book. Kids didn't care as much about 9. I remember being on the train around when 9/11 happened, and a kid was like, wait a second, the Twin Towers don't exist anymore? And the mom was like, yeah. He was like, I thought the World Trade Center got knocked down.
Wow.
And
How long ago?
and the mom, this was like maybe a week and a half.
Okay.
And I remember the mom having to explain to the kid that the World Trade Center and the Twin Towers are the same thing.
So they don't care. They don't even know what's up.
Yeah, kids don't care. They're down to just read about some pants.
Yeah. So they're fine.
Yeah. All right. So published on 9/11, the movie gets made. It comes out in 2005. Okay. Ferrero was the first one cast. It was down to Amber Tamblyn and Hilary Duff for the part of Tibby. They went with Tamblyn. I think it's a good choice. All right.
Duff would have been fine, but Tamlin's a really good actor.
Tamlin's really good, yeah. And then for the other roles, the Lena and what's her Bridget?
Yeah, that's Blake Lively.
Yeah, they were looking at Misha Barton, Kristen Crook, and Olivia Wilde. Those were names that were in the mix.
Okay, love it. They all would have been good. I don't know the second person.
Well, she was Lana on Smallville.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Oh, I had a crush on her, man. Kristen Crook.
Yeah.
There's one episode where like Kristen Crook gets like influenced by like some kryptonite. I don't even remember, but it ends up with her like diving into the school pool in her bra and panties, Logan. And I had that scene downloaded on Napster.
Liddell has a moment like that in this movie too, where she strips down to her.
She really does. Yeah,
just to jump in the ocean.
Classic stuff. All right. So,
well, you're the biggest fan of Liddell at this point, right? You watch that show.
It's like, are you kidding me? The only reason, first of all, I had this movie rated on IMDb, so I was like, I guess someone no, I mean on Letterboxd.
Right.
So I thought I had watched it, I guess, but I hadn't.
Oh, just nostalgia. Oh, maybe through your sister you had seen it so much.
I might have seen parts of it on TV or something. Felt like I could rate it, but that's bullshit.
I think I have some movies I might have like that. Like I think I've seen, but I haven't.
Right. But Alexis Bledel, of course, I'm a Gilmore Girls fan number one. I've seen every ep many times.
You cried when she graduated. Spoiler alert for the show.
That when she graduated high school, the scene where she gives her speech at the graduation, I cannot watch that scene without.
Is she the valedictorian? Why would she give a speech?
I believe she is the valedictorian.
She's the valedictorian?
Yeah. But
we're following the smartest girl in school on that show.
Rory Gilmore is a fucking genius, dude.
I didn't know that.
She's a gifted child. All right.
Okay.
That's part of the difference between her and her mom. Her mom's a real fuck up, but I
thought that was her sister.
Got her shit together. What? No.
I thought they were.
No, it's a teen mom situation.
Okay. I thought it was like a 32-year-old taking care of like a 17-year-old.
It's like a 36-year-old taking care of a 16-year-old, or not even like 33, 16. Yeah, she gets pregnant in high school. There's a lot of flashbacks and shit.
Who plays her?
Which one?
In the flashback, who plays the mom?
That's a good question. I don't remember.
Like how young dad in the OC is played by
Max Greenfield. Yeah.
Right.
That's fun.
Nobody cool like that.
I feel like it might be someone cool like that, but I don't remember. Anyway, but so Rory Gilmore, I mean, yeah, when she gives her valedictorian speech, I'm incapable of watching that scene without not just crying, Logan, but like the kind of crying where you're like choking on your tears.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
Like even if I'm like with somebody watching.
You do that a lot? You're like, I gotta show you something.
No, but like I remember I watched with an ex-girlfriend once. Like we binged Gilmore Girls, and I forgot that was a thing I do. I didn't warn her, and then that episode came up, and I like fell off the couch. I'm like on my hands and knees on the floor crying. Yeah, and it was horrible.
She's just sitting there eating a pizza.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a huge Alexis Bledel guy.
That's right.
I have seen movies just for her. She's in some bad movies, but you know what?
Never really took off.
Never really. Well, I read that was partly by design. Like acting was, yeah, like acting was never really her thing. Like I read that the cast of Gilmore Girls would like talk to her about acting, try to coach her and shit. And like it was more like she was a natural and she was really beautiful and shit.
I think that's like, more what it is. She's very cute.
Yeah. But it was like never something she wanted to do as her career. And so like she took a bunch of years off doing it. And then, you know, she's still working. She's on The Handmaid's Tale.
Mm-hmm. But I realized how good she had it. So she went back.
Probably. Yeah. She was like, this is, man.
That's what happened with Emma Watson, right?
Probably,
Same
yeah.
sort of deal.
Yeah. A lot of them decide like I'm gonna go to school for something, and then they're like, this is work.
Yeah, the real world is awful.
I was getting paid like $1 million a season for Gilmore Girls, and like it was nothing.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
had to show up and look cute.
that's well,
And
a
now
lot
I'm
of
doing that at
dialogue, a lot of
school for no
dialogue, a
money.
lot of dialogue on Gilmore Girls.
No,
It's,
fair enough. I'm not
yeah,
saying it was easy.
I remember in college, I learned the thing that how about this? The Andy Griffith Show. Do you know that show?
Sure. Whistling.
That yeah, the scripts of that show were half the length of normal TV scripts because they spoke in a drawl. So there was
Oh.
less dialogue to write because of the draws. But Gilmore Girls had the reverse thing where the scripts were double the length.
It's like the social network.
Yeah, yeah.
You had to like
Because
speed run through the
yeah,
script.
they talk so fast.
Yeah.
There's a lot of dialogue. All
I
right.
love it.
Anyway, Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It comes out June 1st, 2005. Our director for the first one is Ken Quapis.
I always thought it was Quapis.
Yeah, probably is.
Okay.
But he's a guy. He was sort of a movie director in like the 80s and 90s, and then he switched over mostly to TV. All right, and that's what he's best known for. He directed the pilot episode of The American Office, and also a lot of the best ones like Casino Night, and I think he did the finale too.
Well,
So he was heavily involved in that show.
I remember looking at his filmography. I was like, it's one of those things I was going to watch one of his movies, to prepare for
Oh,
this a
there's
little.
nothing. None of them are worth watching. But I'm saying
Yeah.
like he has consistently made movies.
Yeah. Some known movies, A Walk in the Clouds.
That's A Walk in the Woods. He didn't do A Walk in the Clouds
Oh,
with
A
Gilmore
Walk in the Woods.
Girls.
My bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who
He
did A
did
Walk in
like.
the Clouds? Who did that one?
I don't remember, but I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've
Okay.
definitely seen it. If you want to see uh, Keanu Reeves in a winery, check out that movie.
Oh, that sounds kind of nice. Alfonso Arau.
You just looked that up.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
did
he's a
Three
guy.
Amigos.
He did like Water for Chocolate. He didn't do Three Amigos.
Oh, he's in it. He played El Guapo. Sorry.
No, he directed like Water for Chocolate, which was a big movie around that time. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I don't know. I forgot. A Walk in the
Ken
Woods.
Quapis. Yeah, so Ken Quapis directed it. And we have the book adapted. It's adapted from a book by Anne Brashares. I don't know how to pronounce anything. And the screenplay is co-written by Delia Ephron, who I think did the first draft. And then the real writer, I think, is Elizabeth Chandler, because she comes back to do the second one.
So you think that means she's the real person on the first one also? I thought it might have meant that Efron did the first one and then just didn't come back for the second one.
No, because they're both credited on the first one, but I don't think they work together. So my theory is they got Delia Ephron to write the first draft. She's an Ephron. She's a big name. And then they were like, all right, this is okay. Let's get Elizabeth Chandler to rewrite it. And then that's the version they went with. And then Elizabeth Chandler wrote the second one.
You say she's a big name because she's an Efron because she's related to Zac Efron, isn't that right?
No, she's related to Nora Ephron.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, Elizabeth Chandler, she was sort of a big name. She was like a go-to for Hollywood around this time, just for like lady movies. All right. Because she had written A Little Princess, the Alfonso
Alfonso.
Cuarón movie. Yeah. And after that, she started getting a lot of work. She did Someone Like You with Ashley Judd. That's got an early Hugh Jackman performance in it. There's What a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes, and Eloise at Christmas Time, the TV adaptation of that. So she was writing a lot of like little kids around this time. And then Pants, and then it was sort of that's it for her.
Well, she should have kept going.
Well, maybe she tried to, but couldn't get anything made.
Yeah, well, it's a damn shame.
It is a damn shame. She adapted these well, I guess. 'Guess. 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 ' This had a $25 million budget and made 42 million at the box office. Frankly, looking at that number, I'm like, that's not really enough for a sequel.
No. Well, that
Must
is
have,
the domestic number, is it not?
no,
So
that's the
maybe.
worldwide number.
Wow, it's actually kind of shocking they made a second one, honestly.
Yeah, must have done well on video.
Yeah, you might be right. But like in the
Yeah,
year between the time when they decided to make the second movie?
I guess I don't know but it only came in at number 71 at the box office for 2005. It made slightly less money than The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in 3D, slightly more than Pride and Prejudice, the Keira Knightley
Oh
version
yeah.
with my man Tom
Who
Wam's
we talked about
gambling.
last week also.
Yeah,
Who starred with her husband Ryan.
that's you're really into that.
Let's rank 2005, top 10 2005 movies.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Number 10, The Squid and the Whale. Noah Baumbach. Is that your favorite Noah Baumbach?
That's probably my number one of that year. I'm
You're
pulling
probably
up my
right.
list. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not mine because I'm not a homophobe. Number
What?
9, Kiss
What?
Kiss
What does that
Bang.
mean?
Number 9, Brokeback. It's a Brokeback here. Number
Oh my
9,
God.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Number 8, The Descent. I remember you said you gave it a 4 one time, right?
Yeah.
7, A History of Violence. That's my favorite of that guy's movies. Number 6 is a documentary which you told me to watch one time. It's called The Devil and Daniel Johnston.
Yep,
Check it out, guys.
Classic.
5, another documentary that Tim told me to watch, even better than the one you told me to watch. It's called Grizzly Man.
They're both on my list.
They should be. Number 4, Steven Spielberg's classic film from this year. Which one am I going to say? He made 2 of them. War of the Worlds. Number 3, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Number 2, Steven Spielberg's second film, Munich. That's a great
Oh,
one.
wow. You got both of them in the top 10. I don't know. I have both of them just outside the top 10.
Oh, you got to watch them again. Number 1, Brokeback Mountain.
All right. Here's my 2005 list. Number 10, Junebug.
Is that how she talks?
Yeah. Number 9, The Puffy Chair by the Duplass brothers. Number 8, Good Night and Good Luck. Number 7, The 40-Year-Old Virgin. Number 6, Grizzlyman. Number 5, Match Point by canceled director Woody Allen. Number 4, A History of Violence. Number 3, The Devil and Daniel Johnston. Number 2, Brokeback Mountain. And number 1, The Squid as well as the Whale.
As well as that damn whale. I love it. That's a good list.
Just outside the top 10, I got War of the Worlds in Munich and Hustle and Flow and Michael Haneke's Cachet.
Oh, yeah, that's my 13.
Yeah.
I'll throw Red Eye. Shout out to Red Eye and Batman Begins.
Oh, yeah, I got Red Eye pretty high. Yeah. Yeah. New World, Malik, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It was a good year.
It's Sky High. I watched Capote. I thought that might crack the list. Didn't end up doing it.
Capote.
You know Capote?
Yeah, of course.
Hoffman played
I've got Capote coming in at number 70 on my list.
Oh, yikes. I put it at 19.
Okay.
What's better, Capote or Walk the Line? 2 biopics of that year.
Wow. Where do I have Walk the Line? Is it higher or lower than
Is this the worst part of the show, probably, when we just talk about our
64, list? 64, I got Walk the Line, so I think it's a little better.
I agree.
All right. Let's talk about the movie, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Please. Oh, wait. I got to do the Teen Choice Awards. It was nominated for a bunch of Teen Choice Awards.
Okay.
Is this the worst part of the show?
I don't know.
All right. I'll tell you what. They nominated both Amber Tamblyn and Alexis Bledel for Best Actress. I'm like, that's racist, frankly.
I agree, totally.
The best performance in the movie is clearly America Ferrera.
It could be Tamblyn.
It could be.
Or it could be Bailey. Little Bailey.
It's not Bailey. Get out of here. Be. It isn't. It could have been if they hired a better actress.
Oh, that's actually a crazy take. I think that she nails it. I think
she's fine. All right, but Tamblyn and Bledel, they lost to Rachel McAdams for The Notebook. They did nominate America Ferrera Best Breakout Female Performance. They also nominated in the same category Blake Lively and Jenna Boyd, who plays Bailey. And but they all lost to Haley Duff for her role in Napoleon Dynamite.
Wow, we really got that one wrong.
That is crazy.
I don't even remember her in that,
We
honestly.
just, it's because Hillary was so popular at the time with the teens that they were like, let's vote for her sister.
Yeah, we were dumb.
Yeah, she's barely in that movie. Anyway, Michael Rady was nominated for Best Breakout Performance. He's the fellow who plays the Greek guy.
Costas.
Costa. My name is Costas. We are involved in a real Hatfields and McCoy situation. Okay.
I thought it was like the Capulets and the Montagues. Is that the same deal?
I guess so. It is, my uncle once sold your uncle fish for his restaurant, and he claims it made the restaurant sick.
You nailed it.
Thank you. That's the story. But he lost best breakout performance to Ryan Gosling for The Notebook. I guess they got,
What? You got to go
yeah.
Costas.
Shut up.
We fucked up.
I thought Ryan Gosling's your favorite actor.
I'm obviously kidding.
I know. And it was nominated for best drama and it lost The Notebook. The teens loved The Notebook that year.
Yeah.
And can confirm I had a teen girlfriend that year and she dragged me to see The Notebook.
Everyone, like, name one movie. Is there other people that don't like The Notebook?
I don't know. I was a little annoyed when Jenna Rollins died. Like so many of the obituaries were like Notebook actress Jenna Rollins. I was like, Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
Yeah, I guess it makes
and
sense.
then I went home. I talked to my sister, mentioned that Jenna Rollins died. My sister didn't know who she was. I mentioned John Cassavetes. She says, "Who's John Cassavetes?"
Who is that?
Nick
Cassavetes' father. She said.
No, she doesn't know who that is either. And then I was like, "She's the old lady from The Notebook." My sister popped so hard,
and then got sad immediately. Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So this movie, it starts. America Ferrera is narrating it. I read that in the books. All the narrations done by like they switch off every chapter.
Okay. Is that not what happened here?
America narrates the whole time? America Ferrera is narrating the whole time, but then at the end of the movie, they do a thing where they're like showing them in a gazebo and they're all narrating over each other. So it's like they went to it at the end. But I pop because gazebo is very prominent, Logan, on Gilmore Girls. So to see my girl Alexis Bledel in a gazebo once more, it was like they were playing all the hits in these movies. Blake Lively staring out of bus windows, Alexis Bledel hanging out in gazebos. I'm just saying.
Maybe Gossip Girl took it from this movie.
Could be.
You like that show, Gossip Girl?
I love it. Watched every episode.
Is she the Gossip Girl?
We don't know who the Gossip Girl is until the finale, so I cannot spoil you on this.
That's a mystery. That's actually the mystery of the show.
That is a huge mystery. It's narrated by Gossip Girl, but you don't know who Gossip Girl is.
Like it's like Bob Saget narrating.
It's Kristen Bell. It's Kristen Bell narrating.
Oh, that's good.
As Gossip Girl, but like you don't know who's writing the stuff.
Okay, I bet Kristen Bell nails the narration. Honestly,
it's incredible. XOXO.
I bet she's so good. Yeah,
she's fucking incredible. All right. I mean, anyway, Gossip Girl is a classic, and Blake Lively played the great character Serena van der Woodsen.
Yeah, she's like the mean girl. She's sort of like the.
She is not. You have that wrong.
Oh, I thought she was like the meanest girl from Mean Girls. She's not like Rachel McAdams.
Not at all. She's popular, but she's not mean. She's beneficent with her popularity. Is that a word? And she, she's coming back. She's been out of town for a long time. So the show begins with her. She's back in town.
Okay.
All right. But no, the queen bee of the show, the bitchy one, I guess, at first anyway, is of course Blair Waldorf.
Meester.
Played by Leighton Meester. Yeah. Meester. Okay. That sounds sort of like how Costas would say the word Mister.
Meester. Meester, I want to take your daughter's hand in marriage. Meester, please.
Yeah. All right. So the first shot of the movie is the pants are being woven.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so interesting. Like they find the pants apropos of nothing. Like they're just like in a store. The pants they try them on. Fits all four of them. Let's buy it. All right. So
I thought that was a fun scene. They all try on the pants.
It was fun, but it's like supernatural. Like,
They're also getting
why
naked
did
in the store. Did you catch that? They're like taking the pants off in the middle of the store. You know
I was into that scene, Logan.
why? Why that was so weird though. Nobody does that.
I wish they did. I work in a store.
You wish people were just taking their clothes off in the store.
Yes. Uh, anyway, she I enjoyed that scene, but the pants. I always thought, looking at the trailer for this movie, that there's something supernatural going on with the pants. I thought we would maybe find out. So when the pants are being woven at the beginning, I'm like, who's weaving these pants? I thought it might be like the weavers of time.
Wow.
Like gods weaving destiny.
I never thought that was a part of this movie. I took it very literally. I pretty much nailed what I always thought this movie was about.
I
They just
thought,
keep sending the pants to each other, and they stay
but
in
there
each other's
is
lives.
something supernatural about the pants because it shouldn't fit all four of them.
Right. That's the only thing, though.
But yeah, that is the only thing. Like, I thought it would be a mystery. Like, where'd these pants come from? What's it
Right.
made out of?
I like that we don't get into any of that, though.
Me too. Me too. I guess I don't need that shit, but that's just always what I thought the movie was.
I thought the
Anyway,
opening was very much like those later, like you know how every Chucky movie opens up where we rebuild
yes,
Chucky.
you're right.
Yeah, I thought it was like that. It was very
It
funny.
is like that. All right. So the mothers of all four girls, the girls have known each other their whole lives. All right, because the mothers met at a prenatal yoga
Right,
class.
that's fun too. Let's see all the writing stuff. Like you want to say it's too long, but I love all the intricacies of everything. It's so
Yeah.
good. It makes the whole movie. So
And this was you later on. You before the podcast, you were like, "Why does Lively pull down that ladder? Why do they go up to that clubhouse?"
oh, that's the
That's
class.
it's the yoga class.
I
It's like a
never put that
sacred
together.
yoga studio to them because it's where all their parents met, and it's even more sacred now because Blake Lively's mother unalived herself.
Oh, I never thought I'd hear you say that word. Oh my god.
How'd she do it? Do we know?
Does it say? I don't know if we ever really hear how
I
she
don't
did
know.
it.
She was on a lot of drugs, so I assume maybe pills.
Maybe we learn we get way deep into it into the second movie. I didn't
We
expect all
do.
that.
We question and query the suicide.
But yeah, she killed herself, and Blake sort of blames her dad. Like they have a really bad relationship. Which would make total sense. Like if your mom killed yourself, you'd blame your dad for like leading her to depression where
I'd
she'd
blame
kill herself.
myself.
Well, yeah, she does blame herself, but she also blames her dad.
But the dad isn't helping matters. It's not like the dad is like, like in that Lisa Frankenstein movie, like the mom dies, but the dad like is really like making an effort to be in his daughter's life and shit.
Mom dies. Carly Gugino, she dies.
No, that's the stepmom, remember?
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah. So, but in this movie, the dad is like, seems like he doesn't give a shit. Like he
Well, I
writes
think
her
he
a
doesn't know how to
letter.
talk to her.
He doesn't know how to talk to her. He gives her the most half-assed hug at the airport. Then when she's at Mexican soccer camp, he writes her a letter, and it's like, "Hope you're doing good, Dad."
Yeah, it's awkward. I mean, you have that relationship with your dad. You don't really know what to say to each other. I know what that's like. I
Yeah,
liked all that stuff. And in the second movie, it's even crazier what they make his character do. Like your wife killed her, unalived herself, right? And
yeah.
then whose mother is the grandmother in the second movie?
It's the mother's mother.
How crazy is it that you're gonna hide her letters from her?
I know. I couldn't agree
That would
more.
never happen, right? Like her mom killed her, unalived herself, and then her mom's mom is reaching out, and the
think
dad is hiding it.
I think the dad, in his own wisdom, blamed her.
Everyone's just blaming each other instead of talking to
I
each
know
other.
that's a real problem.
Well, I guess that's life. That's reality a little bit, but
That's life.
But it's also like just scripting. It's also just
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But
yeah.
do you know who plays Blake Lively's dad in these movies?
Yeah, I feel like I did maybe.
No, you probably don't. It's Blake Lively's dad.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about Bradley Whitford. That's her dad. Wow,
It's her actual dad. Yeah, Lively's whole family, they're like actors. You remember I told you she had that like much older sister that's in the Karate Kid 3?
Yeah, I just watched the Karate Kid yesterday.
I know you did. I'm very proud of you. Yeah, so Now you'll get all those wax on, wax off jokes.
I understood. Come on, I wasn't under a rock for my whole life. I'll get sweep the leg. I understand
And
it all
the
now.
crane kick.
Yeah, now I get it.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's talk about them. There's four characters here.
Yeah, and we're going away for the summer. That's the main plot of the movie. We spent
They
all our life
are.
together. Now we're going away our separate ways
Yeah.
for the
So I
summer.
I do feel like there's a rush at the beginning of the movie to establish their friendship and their bonds and stuff. Like we really have to show they're close because it's like a friendship movie, but for the whole rest of the movie, they're not gonna have any scenes together.
I think they did a good job.
I felt that it felt a little rushed to me. The scene where they're first in the store before they discover the pants, I thought the dialogue was very it like if you told me it was based on like a stage play, I would have believed you. It was like
Yeah,
very pithy, and they're talking over each other, and they're making really bad pop culture references and stuff. I was worried the whole movie was going to be like that, but then once they separate, it calms down.
yeah. I won't argue with that. I think the moms knowing each other does so much. I think because you just know they've known each other their whole lives. Like
No,
they're
agreed. I think that helps, but we are trying to establish like their interpersonal relationships with one another, and I didn't love that scene, and I also didn't love the scene where they're like making the rules of the pants.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't really get any like one-on-one any dynamics like that. It's
No,
really just like the four of them. You get a later Tamblyn and Ferreira, I feel like talk the most. I think they realize like these are the two best actors. Let's really work with them the most. But aside from that, it's really just the four of them. I don't know.
yeah. All right. Okay, so they're separating. Walk me through it. First, we got Alexis Bledel. She gets the out here. This is how I'll separate them in talking. I'll say who gets the pants first, second, third, and fourth.
You know that?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay. All right, that'll be
I,
good.
I feel like we're really following the pants in the first movie. Like we see it go to like the
Packaging
pack
station.
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, we
Uh,
see my favorite part. Did you cry in this movie?
no.
Okay. I'll say no too then. But one of my favorite parts is that Bailey shows up. She's like, "Oh, the wrong address or whatever," and you sort of forget that, or at least I did. And then the end of the movie, where when Tamblyn like brings the pants to her, she's like, "Put on the pants, put on the pants." She's like, "The pants already did their magic for me because we met each other through the pants." I was like, "Oh my god, that's so beautiful."
Did you cry at that?
I did. I legitimately did cry.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
I think I was not invested in the dying child part of the movie.
I was. I was
yeah,
totally invested.
that's where we're different.
Yeah, I was like ready for the pants to like have actual powers and heal the cancer. I was like totally
Oh
on
my
board.
god.
I was like, if that's where we're going, I don't even
I
care.
would have been pissed.
I know. But I felt myself. I was like, wait, I'm like in love with this. Let's keep going.
All right, so Bledel gets the pants first. Her storyline is that she's visiting family in Greece. Her papu and her yaya.
I feel like they changed his name in the second movie.
They didn't.
Oh, okay.
It was papu and yaya.
Okay.
Papu's the man, and Yaya's the lady. All right,
they're cool,
and they are great. I loved Papu and Yaya when she gives that speech to Papu at the end, and he's like, "Go."
Yeah, I know what love is like too.
Yeah, I understand because she saw him kiss her on the shoulder earlier in the movie, and she was like, "Oh, he gets it."
I didn't like that. I thought that was weirdly staged.
I think you're crazy. I love that.
All right.
All right.
It was sweet, but it was weirdly done.
Bledell's in Greece, and she meets Costa, who we already talked about their Hatfields and McCoys, Capulets and Montagues situation. All right,
and he has a boat.
He's got a boat, and what else happens?
Well, she draws shirtless photos of him at one point. Yeah. That's a big deal.
Oh, she's an artist because she's an artist. Yeah, in the second movie, we find out she got a scholarship to RISD, and I was like, that's an impossible school to get into without a scholarship. So I mean, like these drawings are really like we're supposed to think they're that amazing.
She didn't only do these. This isn't her only.
I would love to see her other artwork.
Yeah, me too. Well, we
So
saw it
anyway,
a little bit in the second movie.
it wasn't very good. Listen, so the Greek guy Costas, he drops that L word fast. He like, I love you, Alexis Bledel. And she's like, I was like, she's gonna run, but that's not what happened. She's into it, dude. She's like, wow, this guy loves me. Amazing.
Who's
All
her
right.
love interest on the Gilmore Girls?
Well, she's got a few, you know. Are you a Dean man? Are you a Jess man? Or are you a Logan man?
Oh,
That's
Logan. What are...
Yeah, Logan's the third one.
Who are the
Uh,
actors though? Is my question. I don't care about the characters.
Jared Padalecki plays Dean. You got Milo Ventimiglia as Jess. He's my favorite, of course. And Logan is played by Matt Zucri, who,
What?
yeah, you'd know him if you were a fan of such television programs as The Good Wife or The Resident. I've seen him on a lot of shit.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go.
Yeah. All right. But so she loves him, and he's got to go to school or something. So he's getting on a boat, and she's like, "Don't ban me from dating him just because of your weird intergenerational hatreds." And she gives the speech to Papu about love, and he says, "Go." And she races to the boat.
And then Costa says, "Thank you, Mister. Thank you."
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right.
That was nice. Yeah.
Second with the pants. Who gets
That
him?
doesn't all happen like at one time though. That's
No,
like
no. This is all we're cutting back
right.
and forth between four stories for the whole movie.
Right.
All right. Ferreira, I believe, is the next one, and she's part of a divorce family. Okay, so like her mom's Mexican, and she lives with her mom, and then she's got this white dad who she only sees like twice a year, but who she worships the ground he walks on. Okay, and that's played by Bradley Whitford in a role I like to refer to as Dadley Whitford.
Wow, that's pretty good. It's just
Thank
like
you.
Get Out. He was Dudley Whitford in that
He
too.
was Dadley Whitford, yeah.
And just because he has a new white family in this doesn't mean he wouldn't vote for Obama for a third term. Am I right?
He still would, I bet.
He still would.
He seems like a great guy. Now,
But that's the deal. He has a new family, sort of.
Yeah, she shows up. She thinks she's spending the summer with Dad, and Dad's like, "Not only are you not just spending the summer with me, but I am engaged to a white lady played by Nancy Travis. It's me, Nancy Travis.
She was pretty sexy in this one.
After this, I'm gonna be in a Tim Allen show for roughly
Forever.
10 years, and then but you'll always remember me fondly from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Okay.
Anyway, so she's the new stepmom, and she has two kids. The boy, one of the storylines with the boy is that he never talks. And I looked up the kid who played the boy, and he was British. And I wonder if he had a really bad American accent, if they just like cut all his dialogue.
If so, that is hilarious.
Yeah. And there's a girl too, but they're both like white and blonde.
I think neither did anything though. Like she didn't do anything either, did she?
Well, here's my problem with this whole storyline. Like, I understand where Ferreira is coming from, being like put off by all of this, but I also think that like everyone's pretty nice to her.
They are all pretty nice to her. But I think the thing is, like, she yells at him later in the movie because, like, she's like, "You always put yourself first." I think that's like a thing he's always done. He just always like lives his own life and doesn't care about her. And now he has his own family.
I agree. But I think if we're actually looking at all the evidence on the table of this movie, none of them do anything as shitty as her throwing that rock through the window.
That was me. Whenever they're trying on dresses and Nancy Travis is like, "Wow, she's like 3 sizes heavier than we thought she was. This isn't gonna work." That is mean. That's fucked up. She's like standing literally right there.
That's fair. I don't think she meant anything by it, but Ferreira.
She's like, her mom said she was this size, and she's 3 sizes heavier. How's that even possible? It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, I understand. That scene reminded me of Bridesmaids. I thought Ferreira was gonna like stomp out of the store and shit in the street.
That would have been great. Yeah. America Ferrera should be in those movies, by the way. She'd be good.
She would be good, man. I feel like we only saw her as a dramatic actress for a long time until Barbie.
Well, her she has a very dramatic
Even
role
in
in that movie.
Barbie, she's kind of dramatic
She was
in. Yeah.
nominated for an Oscar because of her
I
dramatic scene.
well, I thought about that watching which movie was it was this movie when she has that tearful monologue over the phone, like she's hanging out with Tamlin's like, here's a cordless telephone, you should call your dad. And she does, and she gives this monologue. It reminded me of Barbie. I'm like, this lady knows how to deliver a third act monologue.
Yeah. It is awesome, like watching people's earlier stuff and being like, "Oh, you can see it. It's
Yeah,
crazy."
she's always had it.
I just watched what's Records? What's that movie called?
Empire Records.
Empire Records, and Renee Zellweger. You watch that movie and you're just like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
Like,
she's a star.
she should have won like 6 Oscars for like 3 for that movie, probably.
What?
She's so good. Like you just know it sometimes. You just know it.
We've got, oh, by the way, we didn't even mention that Bedell's thing with the pants is that she's like underwater. She jumps off the pier like in her brown panties, and she snags the pants on something underwater, and she gets saved by Costas. So that's how the pants bring them together.
Okay, you're right about that. They do have
Yeah.
magical power in that. They do bring the people together a little bit.
Yeah,
Like
I
that.
should have mentioned that. But anyway,
But
I feel like
felt
Ferreira is the one who's helped the least by the pants.
do they help her at all? Yeah, you're right.
I don't think so. Like, she gets them, but it doesn't seem like they do much.
Yeah, I don't think they do anything. She just sort of lives her life while also wearing the pants.
That's right.
But Alexis Bledel, I thought she gave up so quickly underwater. Like she realized I'm trapped. Oh well.
I guess I'm dead.
I guess I'm like she didn't even like
she didn't even like bend down to try to unsnag the pants. She was just trying to swim upwards.
Yeah, there was like the one shot where we get to see what's going on, and we see her like to try to like sort of pay attention to it. But and then she's like, "Oh well, I'm gonna try to swim up." It's like, no, the way you get undone is you undo yourself. What are you talking about?
At least, you know what? Like, if worse comes to worse, take the pants off.
Oh, you wanted that really bad. If you were the director, you say, then you take your pants off and swim to the top of the ocean.
Listen,
that is kind of the obvious move, actually. You're totally right.
Yeah, I'm saying. I might have gotten canceled if I was Ken Quapis. Anyway, Ferreira, she's dealing with that whole situation. Every month, the stepbrother goes to visit his dad in a rehab in Atlanta. I'm like, every month? How long is this rehab for? Anyway, the sister doesn't go, and Ferreira ends up just getting fucking frustrated going home. And then she has the talk with her dad, and the dad's like, and she's like, the stepbrother goes every month to visit his dad in rehab. Why do you only see me twice a year?
I thought that was good. That was a good argument.
It was amazing.
What can you really say
best,
to that?
That was the best scene in the movie, that monologue.
I think that you're probably right, yeah. And that's the part of the movie where it's just America Ferrera. She's back home with Tibby, Amber Tamblyn. And it was at those scenes where I was like, oh, we realized like somewhere in the, I don't know when it happened, but I think we realized these are the two actors that really shine. Let's bring them together. Because Bledel and Blake are just like doing their own shit.
I kind of think Blake's great.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I wasn't buying us for
maybe more in the second movie.
Maybe. She's doing a lot of drama, but I thought a lot of her stuff was a little funny. Like she finds a skeleton of like a woman who died the same age.
Oh, I hated that
like,
shit.
So silly.
You're right. I forgot about that bullshit.
But
I guess I was just thinking about that scene where she cries in the bed with Blythe Danner.
I thought that guy was Mike Vogel.
No. That's in the first movie. I mean, in the second one, when she cries in the bed, she's like, "There was a storm just like this one."
Oh, of course. Yeah, I don't know. I think Blake's probably the LVP of both movies.
I fucking disagree so hard. Listen, I'm a Gilmore Girls devotee. Hey, I think Bledel is.
Oh, your mic disconnected.
Yeah, fuck.
You think Bledel is the LVP?
I don't think she's the LVP of either of them, but I don't think any of the girls are. I just think she's the weakest of the four.
I tried to go with one of the four for the MVP LVP.
I'll tell you, it's a big problem with these movies is the male casting.
I agree with this.
because like you go back, you see like female driven shit from this era. Gilmore Girls is a great example, as well as Sex in the City. And like one of the strengths of it is they cast the dudes really well, and
I think
that's
Vogel's
not
good.
going. I don't. Mike Vogel, the one who's like Blake Lively's love interest.
Yeah.
I don't think he's good. I don't think Costas is good. I don't think the stepson over there is good.
But you know who
I
is good? Bailey. Bailey shines like no other.
stop it.
I
I don't
also
really like
Vogel.
Tibby's boss at the Walmart. What is it called? The Wallmans?
Yeah. Mike Vogel's problem is he's 25 and he's having to act with a 17-year-old. Probably 16 when they made the movie. That's got to be difficult.
No. She's 17 when they made the movie, I think.
Okay.
Because she like turned 18 like right after it came out.
Right.
I mean, it's not a huge difference. Although at that age, like every year is a huge difference.
But I'm saying from Mike Vogel's perspective. Like
no, I understand. It's a little weird. I mean, but it's supposed to be a little weird, isn't it? Like she's trying to hook up with her soccer coach. But it's like fucking bend it like Beckham all over again.
It is, but it felt to me like he was like a player coach. Like he just started. He was very young.
No, I agree, but I think he was supposed to be like 20 or something. And
they keep saying she's 17.
The girls in the movie are supposed to be 16.
Yeah, and she keeps saying I'm 17 years old.
But she's 16. They're all 16. And so it's like she's a 16-year-old and a 20-year-old. That's difference. When I was 20, like I remember when I was 19, I dated like a 7 or like I was 18 dating a 17-year-old and I was in college, but she was still in high school. Like I felt weird about that.
Right.
But if I was 20, like my third year in college, dating a girl who's like a junior in high school,
forget about it.
That's weird.
Yeah. And this guy's 25 and she's 17.
Yeah.
Or I guess 21 in the movie, whatever you said.
So I think it's weird already in the movie, and then it's weird in real life.
Right. Well, which I think plays a part in his acting if you think he's bad.
Maybe. But I also think Mike Vogel's always bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen him in some stuff and been like, oh.
As somebody who watched
handsome.
Over 13 episodes of Under the Dome, I'm like, this guy sucks.
He was under that dome?
He was the lead. He played a character named
Hank
Barbie. No. He was just the sheriff.
Oh, okay. He's always a cop. What's that deal?
Yeah, I know.
I guess he's a DEA agent in the Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah, that's true. I also don't even remember if he was the sheriff. He just sort of like he became the acting sheriff once they were under the dome.
Right. Like he like in the dire situations, he takes charge.
That's
basically.
Right. That's right. It was that kind of thing.
I always loved that. Like in Triangle of Sadness when they crash the boat and it's like the person who wouldn't be in charge is suddenly in charge. It's like, holy shit, like that's so cool to me.
It's true. It's like you go back to the first season of Survivor, you'd think like BB or Gretchen would be in charge of Pagong, but it's really Greg that takes the reins.
Yeah, good call.
Thank you. All right. So anyway, but everything turns out okay with Ferreira. They go to the dad's wedding, and I thought it was so sweet when he's like, "Stop the wedding. I need my daughter to be up here with us."
Yeah, I enjoyed that too.
Yeah,
very sweet.
And do you think that Travis was at all annoyed? Because I felt that she loved Whitford in that moment. Like, you are a great man.
Why would she be annoyed then?
I was watching with Dallas, and Dallas was like, I bet this comes up in every fucking argument they have. Like, remember when you stopped our wedding and you made your daughter who showed up in jeans come up? Like, I'm like, no, I bet it was nice. I bet it comes up in lovemaking.
Like, you're the best man I've ever known. Remember when we stopped the wedding so you could have your daughter up there?
That's what I feel.
Yeah. It could really go either way. If she's feeling spiteful, she could throw it in his face. But that's how everything, like, I don't know. That's just how the world is.
Yeah.
If you want to feel positively about something, you can kind of trick yourself into feeling positively. But if you want to feel negatively,
you're so right about that.
I think that way about movies. Like if I watch a movie and if I want to give it a 4, I can trick myself. But if I want to give it a 2, I can also do that. I did that with Maestro. With Maestro, I was like, I want to love it, so I just told myself I loved it, so I loved it.
Well, maybe go back and rewatch it. I'm curious to see what you'd feel
I've
about
thought
it.
about it enough to understand what people are saying. Like I understood the argument at the time, you know. I probably
Yeah.
bumped it to a 3 since then, actually.
Not only is that not a four, but it's not a three. Not only is it not a three, it's not a two. It's a piece of shit.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
So Amber Tamlin, she plays Tibby. She's working at Walmart, which is Wallman's, and you know, she meets a dead girl. Well, really, she's in the store, and
Here's a crash.
yeah, and it's a girl on the ground. She pissed herself, and it's like, what the fuck? And then the girl Bailey, she shows up at Tamlin's house with the pants, and it's like, these came to my house. We have similar numbers. I'm bringing them to you. And Tamlin is like, hey, you're that girl. Why'd you try to steal my pants? I have your wallet, by the way. And it's like, never once is she like, what happened in the store?
I think it would
Why'd
be a
you
little
fall and
insensitive.
piss yourself?
Maybe a little I don't think I would ask.
I would 100% ask.
Hey, so about what happened? What was that?
You know that thing where I had to save you from collapsing at my job? Why'd you collapse?
I don't think I would ask that.
I would, man. But we don't find out till later in the movie. We get some gossipy neighbors who are like, "Oh, bitch has leukemia," and
Yeah. I like how Bailey says it too. She's like, "Yeah, we all know I have leukemia. I know it's like a big word, but it's not that big a deal." She treats it so matter of fact. I was such a big fan of Bailey. I loved her.
uh, all right, but they start making a documentary together because
Oh my God, I forgot
that's
about that part.
Tamlin's thing. She's like a filmmaker, and at first it's gonna be like this documentary about like people working in the Walmart or whatever, and just like people in the town. I don't even know what the fucking premise is,
It's like
but
Slackers. She's making Slackers.
right. But then at the end of the movie,
Or
she's like,
Slacker. What's
I
the name of the movie?
changed the name of it's Slacker. Slackers is
Yeah,
different.
sorry.
I changed the name of the movie. It's I changed. It's different now. What's the name? And I said it before she said it.
Me too.
Bailey.
I tried to say it, but then I started crying before I could get it out. I was like, this whole plotline just worked so hardcore for me. I gotta be
this
honest.
this is where we differ the most.
Yeah, I think so, and that's
I
fine.
literally I have a note. This is my favorite note I took in the whole movie, and I didn't even mean to. I was just writing shit down. It says one after the other. Tamblin has an Avril Lavigne poster. Bailey has leukemia.
I didn't catch the Avril poster, but that makes
Yeah.
her so much cooler. And Timmy is already my favorite
They
character.
were trying to establish that she's sort of like the alt girl, and I was like, "That's how they do it." She has a fucking Avril Lavigne poster.
That's a good way to do it.
Anyway,
How else would you do it?
maybe someone actually alt and cool, rather than
Alanis?
someone who was insanely no.
No.
What Fiona Apple or something?
Oh, okay, that's fine.
But anyway, Bailey dies. The pants don't save her, but don't worry about it because she leaves a nice Randy and Scream 3 video for
Yeah, I got that too. I wrote
yeah,
Scream 3. Yep.
yeah.
She did. And that was beautiful too. There were like 3 instances where I cried, like with the Bailey plotline.
I wasn't feeling the Bailey plotline,
I
man.
was.
All right, but then you got Lively. She's at Mexican soccer camp, and at
She
one
has so
point
many interests.
she does, especially older men, baby.
She's like suddenly an archaeologist in the next movie. It's
That
so
I
weird.
couldn't. I hated that shit. Anytime she was talking about archaeology in the second movie, I never bought that. That's something that character was interested in.
Absolutely not. I like the woman she was there with, though. Whoever was like the instructor.
It's me, Shore Agadashlu, and my weird deep voice.
You didn't like her?
No, she's
enjoyed her.
great. She's in a ton of shit, and she's been nominated for an Oscar or whatever. But
She added like real authority or something.
but
I
she
don't know.
always she's just like made of cigarettes. That actress.
Well, I enjoyed her. I don't know if I've ever seen her before. What was she
Oh.
nominated for? She's nominated for an
I
Oscar.
want to say like the House of Sand and Fog, maybe.
Okay.
Do you know that movie?
No, but I will one day.
I'm right. I looked it up.
That's cool. Who made that?
House of Sand and Fog. That was no one famous. Vadim Perelman
I
is the
love Vadim
director.
Perelman.
Do you?
No, I don't know, but I will one day.
I don't know if you ever will.
I will. I will.
Wow, he directed the "Because of You" video. Kelly Clarkson. Um,
Because of you, I never stray too far. That's a good one. I love that song.
it's not bad. Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Anyway, Blake she jogs at one point to "Unwritten" by Natasha
Oh,
Bedingfield.
I
I
love that
popped for that.
song.
I think in general the soundtrack to this movie is god awful. Okay,
Disagree.
like I feel like they went through just like they made a deal with like a record label, and it was like, give us any like lady singers you have, and they popped them in his. It's all just like unknown lady singers. I did notice one unknown lady singer in this movie later took a little career change a couple years later
Okay.
and tried out a new style. And that, my friend, is a young Katy Perry.
No way.
That's right. A
What
2005 Katy Perry has a song in this movie.
what song?
It's not a like she had a couple albums. She was like a Christian singer, and then like she didn't break out until I Kissed a Girl.
Yeah,
Like she
I was gonna say
tried
that's the first
pop.
one that I
Yeah,
remember of her.
but this is like years before that.
Yeah, that's very fun.
Yeah.
They should have had at one point like one of the sad parts. Goodbye to
Well,
you.
there's a Michelle Branch song in the
Goodbye.
second movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Um. All right. What else happens with Lively? She wants to
I
fuck
don't
her
know.
coach.
Yeah, she
She.
does, but it's not what she expected. It's
Oh
like not
yeah.
as great.
He takes her V card
That's right. On the
and
beach, I think.
on the beach. God, can you imagine losing your virginity on the beach?
You ever doing it on a beach?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, I wondered if he knew she was a virgin. Like when they had sex, like when he felt the hymen break, if he was like, "Oh,
I
excuse me."
think that most people tell you like when it's
Yeah,
about to
most
happen
people
or the
do, but like Lively, she's trying to seem like old and mature to this
oh,
guy.
true. Yeah, it's a good point. Maybe that's
Yeah,
not within her character. I don't
I
know.
don't know. You think he maybe not might not have noticed and pulled out blood,
Jeez, I didn't
and
think
she was
about
just
all
like,
that.
"I'm on my period."
Oh yeah, period. He's like, all right, can argue that. Fair enough.
Anyway, he figures it out that it's a weird thing he's doing, and so he what does he do? He like flies back to town and brings the pants back to her.
He brought what?
Yeah, she like
She went home
leaves.
without the pants, and then he brought the pants
Yeah,
back to
she
her.
leaves the pants when
Why
she
would she
fucks
do
him.
that?
I don't know. She maybe she had to rush out of there.
It was that bad.
I don't. She felt weird about it clearly, and but no, he flies the pants, and he flies specially to where they live. Well, I don't even know where they live, but to bring the pants, and I'm like, they don't even have lunch. I'm like, if you're her, you have to go out for a coffee or lunch with the guy before he gets back on a plane. She
He
just
drops it
hands
off,
off
heads
these
back.
plans, says, "I'm sorry for fucking you," and then just bails.
Damn. Maybe he also planned like he knew a cousin. He was going to spend the week in the city, make a whole trip out of it.
No, he says, "I'm on the way to Colombia."
Like back. Is that where he came from?
Yeah. No, no, not bad. He was in Mexico.
Mexico.
He flies to where they live, gives the drops the pants off, then gets on another plane to Colombia.
Jeez. Yeah, give him a coffee or something.
That's what I'm saying. Buy this guy lunch.
Maybe
You don't
don't
even
get
have to buy it. You don't even have
take
to
him to a
buy
nice
it.
spot though.
Just
Drive
go
him
to
to
a
lunch.
diner.
Yeah, something.
Oh, anyway. Um,
MVP, LVP, star rating. I'll go 3. What about you?
I'll give the first one a 3.
I love it. I love it. My
Uh,
MVP, I'm gonna go with Tamblyn in this one.
all right, I'll go America Ferrera.
That's fair. I think I just like Tamblyn's story with Bailey more than Ferrera's story with
But
her
I
family.
hated the story with Bailey, and
That's fair.
I also wasn't convinced by her blossoming romance with gamer Brian McBrien.
They didn't even have a romance in this one.
I know, but they hung out with him a few times.
Yeah, we didn't mention him. He's a big deal in the next one. I thought he
Yeah.
was very cool in the next movie. I thought he was a good actor.
Really? I don't know. He consistently was wearing stupid hats.
Well, that's the production design's fault or whatever.
I agree. I never said it
Costumes.
was the actor's fault.
And the LVP. What are you doing? You going blood? Are you going with the boy Costas? I think that's a fair LVP.
Yeah, that is what I'm going with. But
I
I
agree with
thought
that.
about going the Vogel even. Like, it's one of the two.
I think we cut him more slack. He's acting with a minor, but Costas, he's acting with a 23-year-old Bladell. He should be having the time of his life. But he looks, I don't know. I think that's fair, Costas. And so we all know the best part
Who's
of
your
the episode.
LVP?
My LVP,
Yeah.
Costas. I'll agree with
Oh,
you.
you agreed.
I was gonna go Blake, but that's
Get out of here with that. None of the
I did.
Sisterhood are LVP in either movie.
Okay, that's why I changed it. So in my first installments list, we've had 311 of them. Okay,
Oh my God.
I put this 202nd between The Stepfather, your favorite Joseph Rubin movie, and the Amityville Horror from 1974 or whatever.
7, I think 6, maybe.
Josh Brolin.
James Brolin.
James Brolin. My bad. I always forget he's an
Why didn't they get Josh Brolin to play the Ryan Reynolds
Good point.
role, the remake?
He was making Milk. I don't know.
Not yet, man.
Because Ryan's good in that movie. That's like one of my favorite Ryan performances.
Ooh, all right. So we got Pants 2 comes out 3 years later. We got a new director, Sanaa Hamri. I guess it's nice they got a lady director for the second one.
Yeah, of course.
Has she done anything else?
I don't know.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, she's also a black female director. How about that? They really upped their diversity quotient. But I mean, all right. Anyway,
we should let her still make movies.
She does.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. Or no. I guess she like Quapis is pretty much TV now, but she directed 19 episodes of Empire.
Okay.
All right, that was a big show created by Jonathan from Buffy.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of shit. 2 episodes at 90210. I saw that shit. She directed the video for Super Bass by Nicki Minaj.
Oh, that's one of my favorite Nicki songs.
That's a great Nicki song. But she had done something new, which was black rom-com before this movie with Sanaa Lathan.
Oh wow,
probably the best Sanaa. And then she did this, and after this, she directed Just Right, which is another black rom-com with Queen Latifah and the rapper Common.
Oh, okay.
And that was it for her directing. Why didn't we let her make movies after Just Right? I remember people liked that movie.
I don't know. Yeah, I see.
I'm saying racism.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
So Raj liked it. I don't know.
Hey, Raj, he was always a friend of the black woman and lover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his wife was a black lady.
Wow. Isn't that like Robert De Niro? Doesn't he have a black wife?
I think that's true.
That's cool. Robert.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. This Elizabeth Chandler's Back to Right. It's based on the 4th book of the series, but I read that they include some shit from the 2nd and 3rd in there.
So they knew this was the last one. The last movie?
I think they did. They were like, they're getting old.
And the last one made no money. Literally no money. We lost money on the last movie.
You know what's wild is this movie cost $2 million more to make, $27 million, and it made $2 million more, $44.3 million.
Wow. Amazing.
They made up for that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think that went to Jesse Williams, all that money?
I think it probably went to
Kyle MacLachlan, probably.
No, Kyle MacLachlan's not even credited.
I know. How crazy was that?
I know.
He was in it more than I thought. He popped up.
I assumed one of the girls had like maybe Ugly Betty had premiered by now.
Oh, give her more money.
So they probably gave Ferrero a little more money.
She is acting in this one like she got paid a little more.
She's acting like the lead.
Yeah.
It's August 6th, 2008. This came out. Did I say that already?
Maybe.
All right, whatever. It came in at number 63 at the box office for that year, made slightly less than Martin Lawrence's College Road Trip, slightly more than Speed Racer, which is a travesty because that's an incredible film. And it was only nominated for one Teen Choice Award this time, Best Romance, and it lost to Twilight.
Oh, Two Lovers didn't get in there.
That's 2009, I believe.
Oh, really? I just put that on my
Yeah.
2008 list.
Really?
Oh, it's Letterboxd
That
2008.
might be a letterbox thing, man.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it came out in theaters like March 2009.
Okay. Okay. Speaking
Yeah.
of 2008, let's rank 2008.
Oh boy. Okay.
You hate this if you stop doing this part?
I mean, if you want to do it, we used to do it with Henry.
I think it's fun and it gives me a reason to watch stuff that I can add to my list every week. I think
Is
it's
that
fun.
why you did that?
Yeah. I watch
Okay.
some stuff to like put on my like update my list every time.
Oh, I gave you shit, but I have two lovers on this list too.
Why don't you give me
Um,
you like that more than I do?
I'm
Why don't
just
you give me
saying, like,
Oh,
I
because
thought
of
it was
the year.
2009. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you do it based on
I
Letterboxd.
do also. Yeah. Okay. So what's your top 10?
My number 10 is Two Lovers. My number 9, The Dark Knight. Number 8, Milk. Yep. By the way, I watched Two Lovers this week or the last couple weeks. Milk, I watched for this. Happy Go Lucky is my number 7. I watched that. Number
Mm-hmm.
6, Wally. Number 5, Synecdoche, New York. Number 4, In Bruges. Number 3, The Wrestler. Number 2, Wendy and Lucy. And number 1, another movie I watched within the last couple weeks, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I love that movie.
Wow. Wow. Amazing. The number 45 movie on my list.
Yeah, I know. Probably you either love it or you don't, but I loved it.
All right. Here's my top 10. Number 10 is Home. That's a French
What?
film
Oh,
with Isabelle Huppert.
I thought that was the animated
No,
Sheldon
no,
movie.
different. Number 9 is Doubt. Number 8 is Hunger. Number 7 is Wally. Number 6, Happy Go Lucky. Number 5, Wendy and Lucy. Number 4, Two Lovers. Number 3, Synecdoche, New York. Number 2, Milk. And number 1, The Wrestler.
Wow, so basically the same list, but I haven't seen Hunger. But a lot of
And
the
I
same stuff in there.
in Bruges and Dark Knight were just outside the top 10 for me.
Oh yeah, in Bruges. You should watch that again, or did you watch that pretty recently?
I did, and it's great.
Okay, okay. All right. So Sisterhood 2. Let's do it.
Okay, so Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2.
Can I tell you
Let's
my
talk
favorite thing
about
we did in this movie?
what.
We swapped out Cabin in the Woods actors. We had one in the last movie, and then we
Who
bring
was the
one
one
in.
in the last one?
Well, Whitford is in the last one,
Oh, you're
and then
right.
Jesse Williams. We bring him in for this one. I
Yeah,
thought that was
Jesse
cool.
Williams. He's of course Dr. Jackson Avery from Grey's Anatomy. I've always had mixed feelings on him because I think he's a good actor, but he has a lazy S.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know if I noticed.
he doesn't pronounce that S hard enough. Hit that S.
You think he'd know Jesse? Somebody in his name, Jesse
No,
Williams.
he calls himself Jesse Jesse Williams. Jesse Williams.
I don't know. Didn't notice.
Yeah, always noticed that. Anyway, Carmen's doing the VO again. FedEx is sponsoring this movie. Lots of FedEx logos all over the place. Pepsi as well. And we start at Bailey's grave.
Oh,
I know. Me in the interim, Carmen's mom has gotten married to a white guy. He doesn't have a single line the entire movie. He's crucial to the plot, but
yeah.
doesn't have any dialogue.
Do we even see what he looks like?
Yeah, we see him a few times. We see him in the bed with the mom after the baby's born,
Oh yeah.
and hanging out at the house. Anyway, Tibby Tamlin's character, she's going to NYU living in the village, working in like a fake Kim's video, and then what?
Oh, it's just very specific reference.
Well, everyone knows Kim's video.
Everybody.
Yeah. Blake Lively, she's playing soccer at Brown, but she's going to be going away to an archaeological program in Turkey for the summer.
This was the best.
Yeah. It was funny that she was at Brown because I remember that Serena gets in there on Gossip Girl.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah. You know what's weird though is Bladell's going to school at RISD in this one, and Lively's going to Brown, but those schools, they're both in Rhode Island, and I looked it up. They're like next to each other,
That's very interesting.
but we never see them hanging out.
Yeah, and no mention of that. Like, hey, let's
Yeah,
get lunch next week. We live close together.
I don't know. We couldn't send Lively to a different school.
No. Well, she leaves
Uh,
very quickly to go to archaeology camp.
she does, yeah. Yeah, we never even really see her play soccer in this movie, which was a bummer. I enjoyed the
I think we
soccer in the
opened.
first
She
one.
like is at soccer practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Pants,
We
right?
see. Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, they've ruined the pants.
Well, well, that's later. That's like because of her archaeology
No,
digging. She
that's
gets
not what
dirt on them.
I'm not referring to that at all.
Okay, what happened here?
Between movies, they've written on the pants. And they wrote Bailey was here, and they
Yeah,
wrote
yeah.
Wallman's or whatever, and they've also put a lot of patches on them. So it's like they're these patchwork pants now. They look like shit.
Had some character.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I knew you'd say that, and
I was just countering. I didn't have an opinion either way.
I think that they were a nice pair of jeans. Like those jeans
Now they're unwearable. You're saying
in the first movie, you could wear those to a wedding.
a wedding?
And
Nobody wears jeans to a wedding.
Well, America Ferrera wore jeans to her dad's wedding. All
she
right,
wore them to the wedding.
She was wearing jeans at the wedding. All right,
she didn't wear a dress. Nope, nope. There's no way you're telling the truth right now.
I
She's wearing
of course
jeans at the wedding.
Yeah, because remember they didn't finish the dress for her, and she showed up at the last minute, and they were like, "Wear the jeans. You need them right now.
Okay,
you need their
fine.
magic." And so she shows up in jeans, and I'm telling you, it's not even that big a deal because the jeans are nice. She looks good,
But not anymore. You couldn't do that. No.
but you could never wear these jeans to a fucking wedding.
Yeah, now they're just novelty.
It would be disrespectful.
That's fine. This is a fair argument. I didn't notice it.
Thank you. I thought about the whole movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all right, let's go through the storylines.
Yeah. So who's first? I don't forget the order we did last time.
Lena, we started with Lena. We start with her back in Greece because Papu has died.
Oh, yeah, that
Yaya's
was
still
sad,
okay. Yeah, I was very sad to see Papu go. And Lena broke up with Costa a few months ago. All right.
But no problem because he has a new wife.
Yeah. And she goes up to him like, hey, I was feeling real bummy about Papu. I'm sorry I did that. Maybe we could get back together. And he's like, no dice.
Yeah.
I impregnated a lady and we're getting married.
Yeah. So sorry to you. I know you're going through a tragedy right now. But hey, guess what? You have a sister you can hang out with this movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, listen, I straight up cream pied the swarthy grief woman.
No.
And what?
I don't think that was necessary.
Well, that was mind blowing. The sister thing. Let's get into it.
Yeah, truly.
Lucy Hale.
This is this is the Buffy thing. What's the poopy? What was that joke?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Whenever Dawn just randomly showed up and it was like, oh, you've had a sister the whole time. They called it a poopy thing from.
I don't remember.
That's this thing. Lucy Hale just showing up.
First of all, she's not even Lucy Hale. She's Lucy Kate Hale.
Oh, really?
Which is how she was credited at first. I remember I watched the Bionic Woman remake and she was Lucy Kate Hale. And then by the time of Pretty Little Liars, she was just Lucy Hale.
I love it.
Yeah. So I wrote in the section about Greece, just Lucy Hale is there. I don't know why. She's just there. Okay. But then when we get back to America, we establish Lucy Hale is Lexus Bledell's sister.
Yeah, I think we knew from the family dynamic at the funeral, but when we get back, there's a line. It's one of those lines in movies where it's like, "Come on, I'm your sister."
Yeah.
What's one of those?
I gotta tell you, I made a sound
when make it right now.
I can't. It was all right. So it's like you find out Lucy Hale's.
I'll do it. Come on, I'm your sister.
That wasn't even good enough.
It was like a pterodactyl.
It was more like a.
What would your girlfriend? What would she do?
She laughed at me, and I was just so blown away by that. I mean, I was like, I never really thought about it, but a Gilmore Girl and a Pretty Little Liar together, there was something about that
Of course.
that really it fulfilled me.
Imagine if
And
Well, I imagine if Tamblyn was like was the OC who you said earlier.
right, Misha Barton
We had
or
all of them
Olivia
together. We
Wilde.
had like Ugly Betty and Blake Lively and
Yeah,
Bladell and Pretty Little Liar. That'd be crazy, actually.
it's
That'd be so cool.
well, I mean, it is Ugly Betty, Joan of Arcadia, Serena
Joan of
van der
Arcadia
Woodsen,
is
and
not as
Rory
cool.
Gilmore.
It's not as cool as the OC or one
It
of
is.
them.
It's not as cool, but it's cool.
It's cool.
Um, but anyway, that was mind blowing. I mean, it's Rory from the Gilmore Girls and Aria from Pretty Little Liars. So I spent the next 10 minutes going like Raria.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
And then you were like, "Oh my god, I gotta stop. My brain hurts."
yeah.
Is she the Pretty Little Liar? Another question.
All four of them are.
Wait, what the hell? I thought there was A was like the villain.
Oh,
Isn't that the thing?
She is, but A wants revenge on them because they are such Pretty Little Liars.
Who's A though? Is my question.
A is like Gossip Girl. You don't know who she is.
Never, even at the end.
She no, I didn't stick with it all the way to the end.
Oh my
But
goodness.
A she's always leaving them notes.
Right.
Like
Signed
yeah,
A.
yeah.
Yeah. That's all I know about that show.
Anyway, so Bladell, she's sad now. She doesn't have Costas in her life, but it's okay because she's taking some art classes this summer and she has to draw a hunky nude model. And it's Dr. Jackson Avery. And what happens next? They like start hooking up kind of, but like she's
It's
still
like
like
flirty.
hung up on Costa.
Yeah. I
And
hated his
then
first line. This would get you canceled today. He walks up, he's like, so you're a virgin at the painting. I can tell you've never been to one of these classes
oh
before.
my
It's like you can
god.
never approach somebody today.
What a
and do that.
moron.
That would
Yeah.
never happen today. But I guess
Uh,
back in 2008.
so Costa shows up in America. He's like, listen, that woman I fucked was lying about the baby. So we had the marriage annulled. I'm single again.
This script is very just like they just did whatever they wanted to.
I know.
They're just running with it. They're just like, yeah,
It kind of sucks. And then the movie sort of ends with like 20 minutes left, and then they just go on a trip to Greece together.
Yeah. You know what it reminded me? It reminded me of Sex in the City too. I feel like that's how that ends. They just like go off and they like have their own
No,
trip
but
at the
that's
end.
like most of the movie.
I guess
That's
you're
the
right.
problem with Sex in the City too.
You're
If like 3/4 of this movie took place in Greece, it would be insufferable.
True. It's pretty short at the end. And it's a nice message. Like we didn't find the pants, but we had each other, and that's what mattered. It was nice.
Yeah. I couldn't believe they didn't find the pants.
Yeah, I was
Anyway.
shocked too, actually.
Yeah. So Blake Lively, she's in archaeology class in Turkey. And
Dad's been hiding letters from
her grandma
so
Greta
to Grant, which is crazy. We obviously talked about it, but
Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around that.
Yeah. And she meets Blythe Danner and
In
I like when
freaking Bama, as America said later. I thought that was funny.
I liked when she was like really like trying to make Shorea Aghdashloo her mommy, but then like her actual kid showed up and she was like, "Oh right,
I can move on with my own family." That was nice.
Yeah.
I thought the grandma was good. I don't know why she was
It's Blythe
English,
Danner, baby.
why she had a British accent, but
She didn't have a British accent. She had an intense Southern accent.
oh really? I thought. Oh yeah, you're right. She's Alabama. I thought she was like a British woman.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow's mom.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool.
I thought when they showed, like, when they started looking at pictures of the mom who unalived herself, I thought they should have had it Gwyneth Paltrow just in the pictures.
That would have been very good.
Yeah.
We saw a picture. I didn't notice that.
Yeah. They showed her and the dad like going to their prom and shit, and she was and Blythe Danner's like she tried on 11 prom dresses and yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it was Gwyneth? That would have been so cool.
She had ups and downs. All right. So that's her storyline. Amber Tamblyn, she's living in the city, working at Kim's Video. She sometimes wears a wig that's like a bob. And
I like her hair. It's like blue. They like made her even more alty in this movie.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the nose ring anymore.
Really? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they a great line. Did
At
you
one
catch
point,
that?
she says the nose ring is cool where we're from, but not cool in the village. And I was like, everyone has a nose ring in the village. Like it's not that it's not cool. It's just that no one would notice.
Interesting. There was one line where it's like when America Ferrera meets, like they like meet each other at the airport or something. Somebody's like they like meet. What's one of the times in the movie where we're meeting back up, and it's pretty throwaway. But there's like, oh, your nose ring, the hole closed up. I thought that was like such a specific, like such a cool line. I thought, oh,
Oh,
I
all
like that.
right.
Like your nose
Yeah.
ring hole closed up.
Yeah. Noticed it immediately.
Yeah.
So she's dating Brian McBrien from the first movie. There's this great scene where they're like hanging out in her dorm or whatever, and he goes, "I love you."
She didn't like that very much.
Well, she says she doesn't like it. She's like, "What, you think I'm gonna like swoon now because you said I love you?" But then seconds later, she lets him fuck her for the first time. So
Right.
she might act like that "I love you" did nothing, but as far as I'm concerned, it worked.
I think she thought it was like a move, but then she realized he was just being honest.
You
Maybe.
think
She
so?
was like, "Oh, you're like doing. You think that's gonna work?" And then he was like, "What? I'm just saying."
I thought that was this. The fucking was kind of sweet though, like the way she like nodded at him, and then he's like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Yes, you can."
Oh
And he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh," and he popped the shirt off.
Oh wow, yeah, yeah.
It was
I think
sweet.
that's a unique move, taking off your clothes first rather than the other person's clothes. Like she said yes, and his first instinct was take my shirt off. I
Oh,
think
that's
that's
true.
interesting.
First move is take the pants off of her.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, get her warmed up a little
But to
bit. You
take
know
your
what
shirt
I'm
off
saying?
first, I think is an interesting call by
It's
him.
true. I sometimes don't take my shirt off at all.
Oh wow. Or
Yeah.
pants, you just slip it right over the top.
Yeah, I go through the little hole in the
No, I've
boxers.
never. Does anyone ever use that little hole in there? Nobody
I
ever
do to
uses
pee.
that.
I use it to pee.
That takes way longer. Are you kidding me?
No, it doesn't.
No, that's crazy. I
I
never
wear
do
a
that.
belt, Logan.
Okay, that's fair.
So
That's
instead
actually.
of unbuckling the belt, I just unzip the pants and pop my dick through
I
that
guess if
hole.
you're wearing a belt, it is easier. But
Thank
if you're not
you.
wearing a belt, I can't imagine doing
No, I agree. I used to go over the top when I didn't wear a belt.
that.
All right. So when they fuck, the condom breaks.
Yeah, he
First of
comes.
all, she like calls to the bathroom like Brian, where are you? And I'm like, one of two things happened, and neither of those were the thing that happened. Okay, I thought maybe Brian was dead,
Whoa.
and it was just like people die around Amber Tamplin's character. You know, it's like Bailey all over again. Or it turns out this is what I was really hoping would happen. Like Brian McBrien turns out to be the biggest piece of shit in the world. He says, "I love you." He takes her virginity and then leaves out the window.
Whoa. That was the last we see of his character.
Yeah, or well, not the last. Like she like sees him in town later on, like yells at him or something. But
Yeah.
like I was really hoping that's where we were going with this. But no, it's just the condom broke and he's like shocked by it. And
When he
so,
comes out and he says it broke, even in that moment, I thought he meant his penis.
oh my god,
I swear to
why?
God, I was like, hey, like I thought he was in pain. Like that's what was taking him so long in there. Like he was like really going through something physically. And he says it broke. I was like, how'd your penis break? And then I was like, oh, obviously the condom broke. But
Listen, this is 2008. Okay, let me tell you a story about a young the D trade in 2008.
yeah.
I fucked a girl. The condom broke. It was a morning fuck, and right after having sex, we just went straight to a Walgreens and got a Plan B pill.
Yeah, that's not an option for them here. I wonder why not.
Because the movies are Christian and weird, and we don't acknowledge things like abortion, and like we spend like the next like 40 minutes of the movie with like Tamlin stressing out about getting pregnant, and I'm just like, literally just go to a pharmacy. It's $50.
We deal a
you,
lot with
you
suicide in this movie, in both of the movies. We can't touch on a little abortion scare.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
there is a pregnancy scare, but
you
like,
don't
why
even
not talk
have to
about?
deal with abortion.
Yeah, not
Just,
abortion, but just
but then there's no storyline if she gets that pill. Like they shouldn't. There should be no stress whatsoever. Like literally, he should have come out of the bathroom, gone like, it broke, and then she's like, Oh, okay. Put your shoes on. We gotta go to Walgreens.
Yeah, we're just asking for it to make sense for them to do logical stuff. But that's the thing with the Costas thing. Like, is she's pregnant, but then it turns out she's not pregnant. Like, they're just doing
Yeah.
whatever they want. And this with this.
This shit drove me insane.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't think about all that too much, but you're totally right. That should absolutely be the next step. But instead, she just walks down the street, looks at babies.
Yeah, it was like that scene in Year Old Virgin where he keeps seeing naked ladies on the street.
I don't remember that scene.
She keeps seeing babies.
Oh, um,
yeah. All right. So that's her story. Oh, and then my favorite part is when she dumps Brian, and then Lucy Hale starts dating him.
Yeah, she's like all you guys are friends, but I'm not really your friend. So can I start dating your ex?
And I
like,
agree.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I enjoyed
if
that.
anything, Brian's a little weird. Like she seems young.
Yeah, but Tamlin even says that. She's like, I'll think less of him because she's younger, but whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, I thought that was very well done.
Anyway,
but they break up later on.
Well, yeah.
And then does she end up back with Brian at the end?
Yeah, Tibby says she has a tearful "I love you." You know, I was just going through something, and they get back together. And then Lucy Hale cries like, "Tibby doesn't love Brian." And I'm like, "What? You are that invested in Brian McBrien?"
Yeah, I didn't get that either. That much.
Yeah. Anyway, her name's Effie, by the way, which was a popular name at this time because that was the name of Kaya Scodelario's character in Skins.
Okay. So how many babies out there you think were named Effie because of that character?
I don't think any, but I think probably like in teen shows you might have had a few Effies because of that.
Yeah, a lot of characters named Effie.
Yeah. So she steals the pants and she flies away to Greece.
That's right. That's why they go to Greece. But really they like that's all kind of a ruse. Like they go for the pants, but really they're all there to get Costas back. Like it's like a double plan.
Right.
Weirdly. I don't know.
Yeah. Did we talk about all of them?
No, I don't think so.
Ferreira. We didn't talk about Ferreira. Ferreira, she's like working as like a behind the scenes person in plays at her college. And she's going to Yale, by the way. They're all geniuses. Fucking Liddell has a scholarship at RISD. Lively's at Brown. She's at Yale.
Well, she's on a soccer scholarship, I assume, Blake.
Yeah, but still. Anyway, fucking so she gets wind of this like summer program for theater, and she's gonna go do that. It's because she's
Rachel Nichols.
Yeah, she's friends with Rachel Nichols, who's there.
I feel like I don't know her. She's like a name more than I actually know who this is.
I know her because she was in Alias.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, I mean, she played the slutty babysitter in the Amityville Horror remake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always remember her from that. And she also plays that green girl that Chris Pine's fucking at the beginning of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Okay, that's fun. I like that.
Yeah. So I know her from.
She's cool though. I like her.
She's good. Yeah, she got her start as a model, and you can tell in this movie because she's like 2 feet taller than America Ferrera. But yeah, I always thought she was pretty good. Like she's solid and shit.
Yeah, I enjoy her. And so Kyle MacLachlan plays is a play that they're doing he's the director.
They're doing the Winter's Tale by Shakespeare, and he's directing the play, and
he's in it a lot. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, he is, and I thought they were gonna have him have an affair with a student, but they never really go that route.
They should have. He would have been great at that.
Yeah, like they set it up at the beginning. Like I like to work really closely with some of my actors, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna fucking. I see. What I thought was gonna happen was he was gonna be fucking Rachel Nichols and then get distracted by America Ferrera and try to fuck her.
Right. But
that doesn't really go down. They're more invested in this this British guy, Ian.
Totally.
Like, Ferrera's real into that guy, and so is Rachel Nichols.
It seems like he doesn't really do anything with the students, seemingly, because she has the moment later on, Nichols, where she talks to him like, hey, like kick her out of the play. She's not doing that well. But he like sticks to his guns because he thinks she's so good.
Totally.
He plays it straight the whole time.
It's true. He turns out to be an okay guy. And you know what I loved is the his reaction shots during the play at the end, because she's been like sucking for a couple weeks because she's been distracted by this Ian nonsense, and then she's really good in the play, and they keep cutting to McLaughlin like
So
making these
proud.
faces like, "Oh, she's nailing it. It's
Yeah.
happening."
Yeah.
Like
I loved him in this movie. I thought he was so good.
I did too. He's always great.
So did you not like Ian?
I hated him. He's my LVP in the movie. Tom Wisdom is
No,
the name of this
I was a fan
actor.
of Ian.
Did not care for him.
I feel like he thought he was Heath Ledger in 10 Things I Hate About You.
I think so too.
But aside from that, I thought he was all right.
Nah, I wasn't into it. But anyway, uh, but anyway, that's her storyline. You have anything more to
Yeah.
say?
Oh, well, yeah. Whenever so America's mother goes into labor, but America's not there because she's doing the I
Right,
love that she sends Tippy there. Like Tippy is there for the pregnancy.
Tibby.
But I call her.
I thought you were saying Tippy.
I called her Tippy. Maybe I
I
think her
think
name's
so.
Tippy. Yeah, but Tippy goes and she's there for the pregnancy. I think that's very sweet. It shows
And I
even more
like
of
that the
like
mom says, "I couldn't have done it without you, Tibby."
Tippy, I couldn't have done it without you. It shows even more like how close their families are because like their mothers love their each other too, you know, because
That's
they were there the
right.
whole
I
time.
forgot that. That makes that scene mean all that much
I
more.
loved that little part of the movie, and I thought it
Yeah,
was. We really delve into the suicide in this movie. We talk about Blake Lively's mom and how she was sick, but grandma like always wanted to acknowledge like, hey, you're sick, you need help. But mom would never let grandma know, like let her in. So grandma just had to leave because it was too hard for her to be in her life and not get her help. So, and the only reason that mom hung on so long was because she loved Blake Lively so much. Like they go so deep into the suicide. I did not
yeah.
expect all of that. This
Yeah,
movie's
that's
real
why
deep.
I think Lively, like I hated all the shit in Turkey. Like that stuff sucked to me. But once she gets to like Blythe Danner's house, I think Blake Lively's really good.
That's fair. I'm not going to argue that. I think that that's fair.
All
Um,
right.
yeah, she's probably having to do like the most dramatic stuff. Like her stuff's so much more serious than everyone else's. I think.
Yeah, yeah. She's getting some serious shit in this one.
I didn't love
Like
it, but
I
it
feel
was
like
fun.
Ferrera did in the last one.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So at star ratings,
I'll give this one a 2.
I'm gonna go 3 again.
Okay. Didn't
I
quite
like them
get
both.
there for me. I was a little bored at times. I thought that some of the storylines made no sense.
Yeah,
So I had a problem a little bit with this one, but not that it was like a chore or anything. Like if it was like a half hour shorter, I might have been able to get myself to a 3.
I think it should just be like 8, 10 minutes shorter. I
20
don't know.
minutes. I'll split the diff with you.
All right, that's fair. I didn't have
Yeah.
that big a problem with it, and I think the acting's very good,
It
and
is.
some of the
They have night,
dialogue is very
and
good.
I like that they have more scenes together. Like I like when Tibby goes down to see America Ferrera at the camp, and there's good stuff like that.
I agree. All Tippy stuff is very good in
Tippy,
this film.
stop Tippy.
So my MVP, I'm gonna go with Ferrera in this one.
Oh well, I did that in the last one. This one, I'm gonna go with Blake Lively.
I thought you were gonna do that. That's
I
amazing.
wasn't expecting to, but I am.
I love it.
And my LVP is that Ian fella.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Leo Jesse Williams.
That's fair, honestly. The
He
only
scared
reason
me.
he's not LVP is that like he's Jackson Avery to me. Like I have so many associations with him from fucking Grey's Anatomy that like I just can't give him LVP. But he's very really like it's a pointless character and he's not that great.
Yeah, she meets him and then she just goes right back to Costas anyway. It doesn't even really matter. So in my second installments list, guys, there's 185 of them that I have seen, and I rank this 86 between Ant-Man and the Wasp and an extremely goofy movie.
I've never seen that.
Well, we'll get to cover it one day.
Yeah, I hope so. All right, gang. This has been Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. It's been a delight. We might get to cover another one of these someday. There's 2 Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants movies currently in development.
No way. How's
Yeah.
that possible?
One, a remake of the original as a musical,
Like Mean Girls.
like Mean Girls, and another one, which is like a Lego sequel with the four of them grown up, and it's called Sisterhood Everlasting.
Are they coming back?
Yeah, all four of them want to come back and do it.
I would not have expected that. I would have thought America might be on to bigger and better things, and Blake is like too snotty or whatever.
No, the sense I get is that the four of them stayed in touch.
Like I love it. That's so beautiful.
Like stayed friends after making these movies. I read that when they jump off the thing at the end of the second one, that was their idea. Like they went to the director and they were like, "We want to do this together. Can you incorporate it into the movie?"
I love that.
Yeah.
Alexis Bledell's gonna be like, I gotta get out of bed to come act again. What is this? I don't want to do that.
Yeah, but she's got friends on set, so it was all right.
Yeah, you get to be with friends and you'll get paid $1 million.
I fucking guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So we'll see. We could cover more Sisterhood of Pants films.
Yes.
Now, yeah. Next week on the show. Well, first of all, sorry, Patreon has been slow because I've been in New York, but next week it'll be back in full force. We've got Hey, I'm Watching Here coming your way. We're finally doing the Buffy on Angel's birthday. It's not Angel's birthday, but it's called birthday. And Buffy, that episode is gone. And we'll do He Swift on Red. That's coming up your way. And we'll also continue Big Brother 24. So lot of Patreon next week. So
and Hey, I'm Watching Here will be Monday.
That'll be Monday. Yeah. Thanks for being patient on all that stuff, gang. If you have to, I actually hate when you're on the phone and like a recording says like, "Thank you. We appreciate your patience." Because a lot of times I'm like, I'm not being patient. I have lost all patience. Yeah. So I don't want to say that, but if you've been patient, I appreciate it. So and then next week on the show, we're kicking off Michael Bay's Bad Boys. We're doing both Michael Bay Bad Boys and Bad Boys 2. And then the following week, we'll be covering Bad Boys for Life and Bad Boys Ride or Die. So look forward to those masterpieces.
I'll never get over that they did Bad Boys for Life
as the third one. I know. I think they just thought they were never going to make a fourth one.
Yeah.
But think ahead, bros.
You have to. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's all I got. Anything to talk about, Logan? Anything to plug? Anything?
No, I'm ready to get out of these freaking pants. Jump into the ocean.